Oh, 100%. You know that box is ticking and you gotta find it ASAP. Which it looks like Barry Aquarius actually found it pretty quickly. So it looks like they're nearby here, but we do have some gen progression as well. Are they gonna find the box before they finish it? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they decide not to teleport and they decide to lock in on Dr. Dolphin here.
All right, Frisia, I was temporarily muted there. Thank you there, Jordan. That is so true. And a nice little build here. Something that I use similar myself, being a chase-oriented Cenobite, gets auto-locked onto the corner. Again, unfortunate, but again, happens with getting so close to that wall.
Very nice hit over the vault here. We can see Rapid Brutality here, along with a stack of Save the Best for last. That's going to be extremely nice on Cenobite, I feel. Rapid Brutality has become way more popular these days.
Yeah, with the M1 style of killers, something like the Cenobite that you have a potential to pull your survivors back into you, Rapid Brutality does come into clutch in a lot of scenarios. A little bit of a miss here on the M2 power, just going a little one row too many.
Again, you could also get a pretty good Rapid Brutality value from Cenobite, especially if you lock someone in with chains. You can almost guarantee a hit depending on which loops they're at as well. So again, you're trading Bloodlust here for a 5% haste boost.
We're seeing another case of just auto locking onto corners with the killers. The tighter that you can hug those walls, the higher the percentage that you are going to see killers end up. Looks like they're going to get the hit off, but you know, hit in that corner. We're going to see nice use of the environment to go and break through those chains with it down. Again, these survivors just so well versed on RPD here.
Myra decides not to teleport to the box to try and continue this chase with Astronova. Probably a good call here, considering that Astronova is injured. It would be a gamble if they were to go after their survivor at the moment, where it looks like they do change their heart here. They are chasing Sophie instead. Decided that chase was not worth it and gets hold.
You love to see it on the side. We see a little bit of a head shake here from Myra, knowing that they just got hold there. But again, I think just spreading out some damage here, spreading out some pressure, and you can get right back into the fight, especially with Stability having so few stacks. So it's not going to really matter in this point of the game for Stabifla as a perk.
So something about this vault here is no matter what M2 or chain or whatever you do with your killer, that vault there, it's almost a guaranteed hit in that really tight hallway space. They're not able to dodge things very well as survivors in that hallway space, so I would try to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's so true. Just, again, lots of environments, a lot of little things that you can hit your chain on. We are going to see a swap again on Chase over back to Suffixia here, taking, which was one of the stronger loops, not just sticking into that loop. They are going to be spreading their chase out, trying to catch them on the opposite side with a pallet down here, continuing. This could be a potential super strong loop here from our survivors.
It does look like Dr. Dolphin grabbed the box. It does not look like Myra is interested in teleporting. They do get the down on Sophie. I believe this might be their first hook for this match.
This is going to be their first hook of the match. Again, they are allowed to slug in these instances when feeling a little bit unsafe. We're gonna see Dr. Dolphin is gonna take it down here. With part of the rule set too is you have to immediately pick up your survivor, and then you can, as you see fit. So Suffixia staying in one position, so not going over to the pallet or anywhere close or out of the vicinity here. We're seeing our first hook of the game and still max pain res tokens.
I do like the fact that Myra decided to bring Dolphin over towards the hook near Sophie that was already downed. That gives them way less time to go ahead and try to pick up Sophie while she's down. Kind of optimizes their time here.
All right, again, still has max stacks of pain resonance here. Great to see that people are on the box. We are going to see a little bit of a guard here, seeing scratch marks around that hook state. Taking a look at they've got a pretty decent gen spread, don't you think?
They do have a decent gen spread. It looks like most of their gens are on the right side of the map, along with a gen at main there. Personally, I probably would have spread them out just a little bit more, leaving a gen on the other side. At least I didn't see one on the other side. But they're doing great. They're doing phenomenal. They have 4 gens done. They have 2 hook states so far, about to be a third. Ooh, they looks like they got the sabotage. Thankfully, there's another hook upstairs. Myra is able to get out of use, so...
Yeah, and we're seeing a really engaging finale here as there's 1 generator left. We're about to go into a chain hunt with every single survivor injured. So a lot comes into play here. They're going to really have to get this together so that they can have 1 person go for the box and then start rotating for saves.
It looks like they have 3 injured survivors at the moment. I think one of the best things that they can try to do after they get the box done is try to do a full reset. That would put a lot of more pressure on the killer here, rather than being a one-shot here for the rest of the match.
We are going to see the stop of the boon here, as well as our first token of pain res being used. So again, still up the sleeve of the killer. With all survivors being injured, it is going to slow down the heals just a little bit. We're going to see a little bit of gen management here. Just taking a little peeks around and noticing a generator that's around 75%. Unfortunate, just a little bit off the mark there, trying to go for the chain on the stairs.
Again, the chains can be so iffy on this map. I know Nurse has a hard time on this map too sometimes with the teleports. It's the exact same thing with the chains. Sometimes you're just not going to be able to get a vision when you think you are on this map.
Really nice down. We are going to see a play of Surge here, so it is going to knock that gen. Surge doesn't do a lot of work on a generator itself. It can really be negated by a survivor, but it helps keep things into check, and that's what we're seeing here.
Right, we got Dr. Dolphin on second here. It looks like that main gen is still regressing here. It was almost done a few moments ago, but it looks like the regression has just taken it down quite a bit.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, you want to see somebody taken out of the match. So, looks like someone's gonna be hopping through that back window. Is that pallet still up on this side? It is. So a god pallet's still left on this map.
It looks like they have quite a few good pallets at their disposal still. At such end game, that's gonna really work out for the survivors if they're able to execute, getting them into chase and using those pallets against Myra here.
Yeah, and again, this is some great resource management. Oh, beautiful chain over the chairs. That is such a tough shot to hit because all those chairs, they do have different sizes to it. Again, a really nice shot here.
Right, it does look like they get Dr. Dolphin out of the match. They do have 2 more pain res tokens left. Sophie is going to do the box here. It does not look like Myra is interested in teleporting once again. They're interested in getting Barry, probably on a pain res hook, to try and get any regression as possible.
Again, getting a little bit of extra distance here. We are going to catch other survivors out in the open here. I honestly really enjoy leaving the street gen for last. We're seeing Rapid Brutality and Stabiffle coming into play here. Myra cooking right now when it comes to it. Really fortunate Myra was able to get Dr. Dolphin on a pain res token for their very finale there. Really putting a hamper on these gens.
I just want to take a note here that they do have max stats of Stabiffle as well. So they have all 8 tokens, so that's going to give them so much speed and so much pressure in chase.
Now this gen does have a lot of pressure on it. Noticing that, sometimes you know the killers, then you know the perks that they like to use. You do want to force your obsession sometimes to take some hits so that you can remove Stabiffle. Stabiffle Rapid Brutality is a really strong combination when used in these scenarios. Again, I'm loving the pressure that the survivors are putting on these generators. The last gen is always going to be the hardest to get done. It really brings your gens really close, and honestly, with Pinhead, who can check multiple, it's going to be really tough. You would like to see a little bit more of a spread. Nice little life here.
Yeah, excellent use of Lythe, trying to get as much distance here as they can towards the pallet. This is going to be a 50-50 here. We'll see who wins this one. Okay, it does look like Myra wins the 50-50. We're going to see if they are able to get enough pressure on Barry here for this this chase so that they can get them down. If anything, if Barry was able to get hooked, Ash Genova and Sophie are gonna have to make the decision on whether to leave Barry or not, or risk it.
Yeah, especially with the, you know, where we are, they could definitely go in for some rotations here. I have to give massive kudos here to Barry for using that, not dropping that semi-god pallet. We are going to see a exit gate being popped here, and some communications coming in. Pallet drop, unfortunate. You know, it still has time to go and get this this back. We're going to see a full-on rotation from our survivors coming for some protection hits here.
These protection hits are huge. They were able to get a chain down, but they are pretty quick. Taking the box there, trying to steal the Cenobite's box. No shame there at the end.
No, and again, really well done there.
Excellent play by those survivors. Again, RPD is one of their favorites. I've seen them play on it quite a few times, so excellent work by Myra as well. Excellent gameplay overall.
Yeah, what a treat. Again, gens were flying, some great gen management there. Some clawbacks, a full-on reset with a few survivors being on hook. Really good stuff from all contestants.
And keep in mind, guys, they are fighting for the final spot for the finals tomorrow. However, the other team will be fighting for third as well, so you'll get to see your favorite teams tomorrow too. Right, it looks like they are committing chase here on KD63, running in these narrow hallways here. They do have a pallet here at their disposal, so we'll see how this goes here. It looks like they are running to the other room where they have another good pallet at their disposal here. But they do not stay to play at these pallets.
You summoned me. I came.
Ready, just trying to follow those scratch marks, following Vayne into a chase here. Vayne, an excellent survivor, throws down a god pallet here to try and gain some distance from Ash Genova. Let's see, it looks like they are going to head on upstairs to the balcony. Probably trying to take Ash Genova away from their team as far away as possible so that they can get some gen pressure going. That was a well-placed one. One thing to note here, too, is the first gen they got finished was the middle gen. That is huge for the survivors. They're going to be able to have a nice gen spread later on if they plan their gens correctly. It looks like the Cenobite did set out their chain. They do see which gen they are working on as well upstairs. Decide to take the chase with Sugma here. Our little screaming Claudette from the a couple matches ago.
All right, and there we have it again. We're going to see a little bit of a choice here with one gen out of the way. I would probably give chase here. Something that you can do with the Cenobite is you can aim your camera downwards once if you place that chain right on top of them, and it should hit them in the butt to stop them there. And that's what we're going to see right there.
Nice chain on the Claudette here, getting a hit in on that chase here. It does look like they're going to try to finish and commit this chase, try to get that down. They do want to put some pressure on these survivors a little bit, so getting those hooks in is going to be crucial.
We're going to see a greed of a pallet here and into a pallet stun. Again, not necessarily, if you know your distance of the pallet, not necessarily that you have to throw your pallet right off the bat. We're going to see our second gen getting completed here. Again, similar as how it started the other game. Again, Cenobite has a lot of pressure in the late game. You're just kind of getting rid of resources and spreading out that love.
So it does look like they're going back to the gen that they seen being worked on earlier. I'm not sure if they were just trying to 99 that gen or if it was just Claudette on that gen, but they were able to go ahead and start getting some regression on the one of the gens that were almost done. So they do have two. They have one that's almost done, and we'll see how they play with these other gens on the other side of the map.
This is a smart call here by Genova, recognizing that damage has been done to that gen. Doesn't want to go and spend too much time looking. You understand, sort of leaving that gen alone and pressuring back your 3 gen.
One thing that I have to give kudos to these killers today is that they are using their chains for information, which is great on Cenobite. If you can use your chains for not just getting chains hit, but for using information, seeing which gens are being done, you can really utilize your power very well.
That's so true. And that goes to show too is that killers that have that shorter cooldown for their M2 power, not necessarily need it for just damage states. We are going to see a damage state here on Sable, Ligma, as they are going to stop the box just in time. But using it in crutch moments where you can provide so much information and then immediately start canceling, going back to your chase.
It looks like they do get the box off. Another gen that's almost complete, now starting to regress. They do see, with nowhere to hide value here, they do see 2 of the survivors. I don't remember if the pallet is still here. It is still here. They decide to greet it. Also greet the next pallet as well. They're gonna want to try to utilize some of the pallets that they have, especially near a late endgame, to try and gain some distance in chases.
Now at this point, you're likely going to see a pallet slam here. We're on down to our very last generator. Something to note for survivors too is that Dramaturgy, while being a very good perk, does get negated by Cenobite's power. We saw that got a little bit of play at the bottom there, as Vayne did end up using Dramaturgy, but immediately stopped by Genova. Great reaction from Genova here to continue this pressure.
All right, so Ashenova is trying to follow scratch marks. It looks like they're going to leave that chase. They figure the survivor is too far to try and catch up. It is going to waste some time. So it looks like they're going to try and go after that single gen on the other side of the map. They are probably trying to pressure that one gen since it's far away. However, yep, there it is. It's almost done. It is complete right in front of the killer. Getting Ligma up. Going to get a hook here soon.
Yeah, it looks like, and it's a great spot to place him on this hook at this stage of the game, away from those gates, as far away as you can get your hook to that gate. You know, we'd love seeing it here.
Now we just have to see if Vayne, KD6, and Sugma here, if they decide to get their teammate or not, or if they decide to take the 3 out. If they're able to open one of the gates. I do think they might try to. It looks like they do get Ligma off the hook here. I don't know if they have the other game 99. It looks like there was 2 survivors over there trying to do a reset, I'm guessing, for body blocks. So hopefully they'll be able to get that off soon.
Yeah, and I think they are going to try to use some body block formations here to go to the east side exit gates. We hear that gate pop here. Can they get that last second chain hunt? Really nice to get there. We're just seeing survivors end out here. Good game, well played, everybody. Really stuff. Oh my goodness, we see it down right at the end here, and we see a pick. Oh, a just leave moment. This is huge.
This is huge, especially since the last remaining survivor is right there. I don't know if they're going to be able to get them off hook. At this point, it might be better to just leave rather than trading for a fresh hook.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some calculations to see if it's going to be worth it here in time. We might have a little discrepancy in the scoring from the first one. We're going to see a full-on, again, some points that could be crucial as we see our tally here. Really nice stuff here by Genova, just pressuring that finale, not giving up, and just, you know, grabbing that last survivor was absolute amazing.
And keep in mind, not only was that a last survivor, that was a fresh hook as well, so that is full points on that survivor.